what is the matrix? All right. And for this explanation, I'm going to click over to the other screen and we're going to go into this portion.
The movie The Matrix is not science fiction. It's a documentary. Every human, and it's a fact, every human first 7 years is download hypnosis. The brain of a child under 7 is in a lower vibrational frequency. When you put wires on a person's head, you read electroencephalograph, reading brain activity. A child below 7 has a lower vibration than consciousness. It's called theta. Theta is imagination. Oh, that's how kids play a tea party with mud pies, but to them it's a real thing. A kid rides a broom, it's a horse. That's theta, imagination. Theta is also hypnosis. And the idea is this: before you can become conscious, if you don't have any programs, what are you going to be conscious of?
He's absolutely right. And in the Matrix, a lot of people lose consciousness because they're not outside. But to sum up the Matrix, what would the Matrix be? The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world designed to keep humans under control. I'm going to say it again. It is a computer-generated dream world designed to keep humans under control. Now, when it comes to the Matrix, what creates this dream world? It's theta. On top of that, it's data. It's the amount of information that's put inside the Matrix. That's one thing that you guys have to understand, is that the Matrix is controlled by humans, but it's controlled by the thoughts that a human has based off the amount of information that's put inside the Matrix. Everybody's Matrix is different, all right? Forever Preserving says, it's a little bit of something. Love from Miami Gardens. Big shout outs. That's another Miami man from Miami Gardens. We definitely in the building. Down Sunny Owl. I know where you at, bro. Know exactly where you at. Okay, but when it comes to the Matrix, the thing about the Matrix is what gives it a delusional, fictional world is that the information that's input inside the Matrix is from all aspects of life placed into one size fit all of society. What does that mean? That means what's happening in, let's say, Miami, it's not happening in LA and it's not happening in New York. What's happening in America, it's not happening in China. It's not happening in Russia. It's not happening in Europe. It's not happening in Ukraine. Each place on the planet is operating differently under a different belief system, but they're able to input their data into the computer, which will be the Matrix, and the Matrix just collects it all as one. It starts to give you a summary of life. And that's what creates the delusional world, because people come here seeking information. They come here seeking knowledge, but the knowledge and information that you get doesn't really coordinate with the life that you're living. That's what gives people a false impression of life. The Matrix is very dangerous because this is how agendas are pushed. This is why you have so many people in society that are suffering from pain that they've never experienced. They have pains from situations that they've never been through before because they've came into the Matrix and absorbed someone else's information about life. And it makes them feel vulnerable. Why? Because they're already in a state of confusion. Why is the Matrix used to control people? Because it's simple. If you could control what people are doing, it makes it easier to create structure. See, the Matrix controls people because there's too many people. There's too many people running around. There's too many people that are doing things. So what the Matrix does is it collects mindsets. It collects thought processes, and it starts to group these thought processes together. This is what causes people to get trapped inside the Matrix. It's because once the Matrix understands how you live, it understands how you think, it understands what you want, where you want to be, where you want to go, what it's going to do next is it's going to connect you with everyone that's thinking and feeling the same way. As people that are thinking and feeling the same way starts to group together, they start to become mentally controlled. Like, for instance, if you was to start researching Anthony Spade or even type my name into the search venue, one thing that you will notice is that for the next couple of days, you will get nothing but Anthony Spade videos. And that goes for each subject that you would research. You will notice as I research it, that it's going to give me more of this information. Why? Because it's trying to hypnotize you into loving it. It's saying, oh, you wanted a little piece? We're going to give you more so you get addicted to this. Why? Because if we can give you information that causes you to just stay stuck on that way of thinking, then it enables us to control your next brainwave of thinking. And that's what the Matrix has done with people. It's taken the creativity away from them and has allowed the computer to give them a creative way of thinking. So now people aren't creative. They're allowing the Matrix to dictate when they are happy. They're letting the Matrix dictate what's cool and what's not. Like, for instance, y'all remember 2 years ago when Alba and Preach went at me and they did a video on me, and I lost 1,200 subscribers immediately. Why? Because the Matrix had those people believing in me. But when someone with more subscribers come in, then now the belief system changes because there's more authority. It's like a popularity. It's like more people in the Matrix are listening to them. So that has to be true. So now people don't think for themselves. The Matrix allows them to think. Now, the biggest question here is the Matrix the same for everyone? No. Each person's Matrix is different because the algorithm to your life is going to change. What's happening inside of my Matrix is totally different than what's happening inside of your Matrix. When you go to log into Instagram and you go to log into Facebook, TikTok, or even YouTube, what pops up on your homepage is totally different than what's going to pop up on my homepage because it's going to be based off of what I have typed into the computer. So you may be able to be in my matrix today, but tomorrow you may be into someone else's matrix, which means that the home screen that's controlling your thoughts on what you see have chosen to give you something else that they thought that you will like. That's what makes the matrix so dangerous, is because it causes people to live in different personalities. Like, your mind and your thought process is changing from hour to hour, day to day, but each person is changing in a different way, but ultimately being controlled. What do I mean by you're ultimately being controlled? Let's say you go on your cell phone to do stuff, and then you put your cell phone down and then you go over to your computer to do things. Well, guess what? It doesn't know the difference. It just knows that this person has switched to a different object, but we're going to go ahead and give them something. We're going to go ahead and give them the same information. Now, if you decide to get up and leave your house and go somewhere, the matrix is going to know this person is walking into the mall. This person is walking into Walmart. This person is walking into Target. And you would notice on your phone, you're going to start getting ads for those places because the matrix is saying, this is where you at, and we're going to give you things that you like. What makes it so dangerous is that people want information fast. That's the whole reason for coming to the matrix, is to figure out curiosity. So the matrix controls you because it controls your curiosity. The more curious you are about things, the more you're going to seek out the information. The more you go to seek out the information, the more it learns about you. Hold on one second. I need my little towel here. Give me 1 second. All right. We back. I was sweating. Just got back from the gym. the more it learns about you. What the Matrix is doing, the Matrix is making it easy for you to fulfill your curiosity and not leave you with curiosity anymore. It's there designed to make you a genius to figure your life out. But when it's all said and done, the Matrix is going to do nothing but keep you confused. What do I mean keep you confused? This is the reason why you see a lot of people who are geniuses, who are extremely smart, that don't have a life, that don't have any ambition. They normally turn out to be people that nobody wants to be around because all they know how to do is take in knowledge. Once you start to just take in knowledge, now you start to overanalyze everything that you do in life. And eventually, the more knowledge that you gain, the more you lose trust in humanity. And life starts to turn around and be a reason. Reason and reaction is what you're going to start to look at life as. And you start to lose emotions to people. That's the downfall about the Matrix. It pumps the knowledge into you without you doing much work. It provides for you. Back in the day, people used to have to go to the library. You used to have to go to other countries and study them. You had to go places and study people. You had to do the groundwork in order for you to get the experience of knowing the proper knowledge. But now you don't. You have people that can sit down and read article after article, YouTube video after YouTube video, and then they leave these articles and these videos with the knowledge, but they're lacking the experience, not knowing the knowledge that they got will change from person to person to person. But without the experience, you will give it a one-size-fits-all. This is why you may look at the red pill space that we're in, and everyone puts their input into it. Everyone tries to set these standards of what life is supposed to be. And this is how relationships are. And this is how women are. But the less experiences that you have with women, but the more knowledge you're intaking about women without the less experiences with women, leads you to believe that every girl is like this. But in reality, every girl is not the same. You have to be able to adapt to each different type of girl that comes into your life. But the more experiences that you lack, the more you become biased to a situation. And that's the most dangerous part about the Matrix, is that it places people to be biased. Once you become biased, then you start to block out the knowledge that you really need to survive. Most people that are trapped inside the Matrix have no control over their life whatsoever. Like, the Matrix has consumed so many people and controlled them that no one can really have a vision of their life now. Like, people aren't thinking, all right, 2 months down the road, I want to do this. 6 months down the road, I want to do that. People no longer think that. They're waking up thinking, what's happening in the next 5 minutes? What's happening in the next hour? What's happening the next day? The Matrix has eliminated long-term goals for people just to create short-term gratification. The gratification that they're getting is pleasing their curiosity. You no longer need to be curious. That's the most dangerous part of the Matrix, is there's no room for mystery. Whatever you want to know, all you're doing is picking up your phone, going to it. If you hang around some of these modern day women, when y'all get in debates, the first thing she's going to do is go to her phone. Everybody goes to their phone to see if the next person has been right. So now when you have everyone taking in all of this information, the world has become miniature geniuses. Why you think they're pushing for these young kids to be smarter than their parents? Because the kids are online way more than the parents are. The parents have to put the phone down and go to work and work a job outside the Matrix. So parents lose connection to their kids because their kids are gaining information at a rapid speed to where the parents cannot keep up with. That's why you have so much disconnect between children and parents and children. Is because the children are being raised in the Matrix, but the parents are forced to live inside the Matrix in order to survive. What does that mean? That means everybody It's not going to be a YouTuber that comes online every day and put out content to make money. Those are very small, rare people that are doing it. Everyone else in real life, you have to go to a job and work. You have to go and report to a boss. You cannot show up late and you can't do those things. So when you're outside the matrix, there's a certain way that life is moving that you have to adjust to. But people that are caught inside the matrix, all they're doing is analyzing what's going on in the real world. And to them, they start to live out a delusionalized world. It even exists in the space that we're in now. We say, oh, the red pill. The red pill is the truth to society. It explains exactly what's happening and what's going on. But even in this space, people have isolated themselves inside of the information of red pill and have scared themselves away from walking back into real life because they've overanalyzed life. And to them, they've came up with a conclusion. Life is this way. Life is going to be that way. Life is so dangerous. But all they've really done is lost faith in humanity. So now you have more people that are emotionless because humans are imperfect. But based off the knowledge that they've gained, you start to feel like you're perfect because of the information that you grab. That's why I tell you, those who feel the urge to always grammar check someone, always spell check someone, always suffer to OCD in their life where everything have to be perfect, you're the people that suffer the biggest depression. You're suffering the most depression out of everyone because you're mad the world isn't perfect, but we live in an imperfect world. But you've been inside the matrix so much. The matrix is a computer generated world telling you how to think. And what does the computer do? It's always correcting people. It's always correcting spelling. It's always correcting grammar. What does a smart ass do who have no life and wastes his time online? He's always grammar checking. He's always spell checking. He's always trying to find the faults of something because that's what the matrix is doing. The matrix is saying, hey, here's a fault here. Let's correct it. And I keep telling people, computers are going to eliminate human beings. Once computers can think for themselves, they're going to say, where's the imperfection in life? It's humans. Humans are flickled. Humans are indecisive. Humans make up everything. Humans are convincing. Humans are manipulative. Computers are not manipulative. Computers are only going off the data that's been put into them. They've been programmed to do something that humans have told them to do. So understand that the matrix is not the same for everybody. It switches from person to person, but in generally, the matrix is going to control every aspect of your life right now. Now, next question. Can you beat the matrix? No, you can't. You would never beat the matrix. You want to know why you would never? You want to know why you would never beat the matrix? It's the way of life. It's in the cars. It's in the cell phones. It's in your watch. It's in your house. It's on your TV. It's on your computer. It's everywhere you go. You would not beat the matrix. The only thing that you can do in the matrix is control what the matrix is giving you. I'm going to say it again. The only thing that you can do is control what the matrix gives you. If you want to change your life, you will have to stop watching whatever videos that you're watching, and you will have to switch to more positive things. It's like, oh, you want to be a good role model? You better type role model into your search engine, how to be a role model into your search engine. That way, the matrix starts telling you how to be a role model, and then your brain starts to transition into that. This is why you have so many introverts. They watch these videos, how to be a YouTuber without showing your face. And they sit back and watch one video, and then all of a sudden you keep getting other videos and other videos on how to do it. Next thing you know, you're a YouTuber making videos without showing your face, making money because you told the algorithm, you told the matrix to give you that thought process. That's the only thing that you can do with the matrix is utilize it to get ahead with the information that you want. You can't watch motivational speeches and then turn around and watch something bad and then turn around and watch death and then turn around and watch porn. You're going to fuck your brain up. If you want to beat the matrix system, you have to start by typing different things inside the computer that's going to move you into a better direction. Because if you type depressing things into the computer, then the matrix is going to say, hey, this person likes depression. Let's keep giving it to it. Why? Because the matrix doesn't have any emotion. It's still just data. It's still information being put inside of it from human beings. So the matrix doesn't know how you feel. Depression to a computer is just another word. It's just another number, 0 something 3. That's what it looks at. The matrix sees numbers. It doesn't feel the emotion. So once you start doing depressing things, then one thing that you're going to notice, it will keep you inside of a depressed mindset. Everything that you see will be depressed. Next thing you know, you're on Instagram putting out miserable shit because the matrix has told you you're depressed. Just keep feeling depressed. What do depressed people do? You start to feel fucking entitled. The matrix makes a whole bunch of depressees feel like they're entitled. Now people are entitled to treat you a certain way. People are entitled to talk to you a certain way. People are entitled to do this because you're feeling low and sad. That's what the matrix has done. The matrix has put people in a position to feel vulnerable, at the same time feel like they're entitled for something out of life. That's where the confusion is at. You can't beat the matrix because you can't live in the computer. You have to live real life. Without living real life, the matrix is not going to exist to you. All right? I mean, the matrix, without living a real life, the matrix will be your life. But the matrix is a life that's only in a virtual reality mind. That's it. All the way down to this red pill. This is virtual reality. I tell guys all the time, I don't talk about Sigma Nation in real life. I don't talk about alpha and beta in real life. Why? Because in order for me to be the teacher that I am and teach you what's going on, I have to disconnect from this, go into real life and study what real people are doing to give you a proper analysis of what's happening in real life. But some people are going to come on here and you're going to regurgitate the same information over and over and over again as if it's new. I'll be looking at some reaction videos and I'll be like, yo, this is the same shit as that. That's the same shit as this. This is the same shit as that. Everybody's doing the same thing, but yet the audience is reacting to it as if it's new information. It's not new information. It's you have lost touch with humanity. And your brain has become a computer. So you don't have emotions to the words. The words are just going to keep generating until you type something new inside the computer. That's the only thing that's happening is, like the guy said, it's a form of hypnosis. Everyone just keeps hypnotizing themselves over and over again, right? So when you're making a decision about the matrix and we're talking about the matrix wants you to live a certain way. And the reason why matrix want you to live a certain way is because the companies and the people that know how to control the matrix, what the matrix wants to see, can now control what you think. It can control how you feel. It can control how you walk. It can control how you talk. The elites behind the scenes, they're fully aware of this. But you have to understand, the people that create this stuff, they don't have any emotion because they lost base with humanity a long time ago. The moment they noticed that humans are nothing but more than robots that could be programmed based off their fear. The more you fear, the easier it is for someone to manipulate you. All right. Let's see who else. We got Tech Guy. He says the video should be corrected. The Matrix doesn't want men to know this. We just got done talking about people doing corrections and grammar. Keandre, block him. I don't even want people like that on my channel. Get him out of here. Don't come correcting me. All right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. People are wasting time trying to grammar check people. In real life, we don't grammar check nobody. Nobody spell checks nobody. In real life, people speak from a simple point of view. Everyone who's out thinking and this is perfect, you're a fucking loser. Your life sucks. This is why you don't have any friends. This is why you're by your fucking self all the goddamn time. Don't you get it? A computer spells checks every fucking day. As a human, you're supposed to see the big picture of what's going on. You're not supposed to be on the urge of trying to correct perfection. You're not supposed to do that. That's when you lose in life. And that's the downfall of the matrix. It's made people, humans, computers that are working on perfection while dragging themselves into depression because it's not perfect. The fuck are we talking about here? You don't see how much of a computer you are and less of a human being that you are? You don't see that shit? You don't see the fact that you have nothing going on? Like, what sports do you like? What did you wake up and do today? Oh, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, the same shit you woke up and did today? That's what you've chosen to do the rest of your life? You're going to spell correct people for the rest of your life? You're going to work on perfection of others for the rest of your life, but do nothing for yourself? That's the downfall of the matrix. You were giving the blue pill. You were giving the red pill, but you're stuck in the blue pill. You're stuck with what the matrix has told you to be. And that's a computer. Don't you get it? You're no longer controlled by your own way of thinking. You're controlled by words. Words control you. I'm not the smartest cookie in the book at all. I had dyslexia for 8 years of my life and I read things backwards. I had to go to a special school. I had to go to counselors. I couldn't do it. To this day, I still write in scritchy scratch. I still do it. But you want to know where I got you beat? I'm not afraid to walk in life with my imperfections and have something to prove to everybody that I can do it, even when my mentals are not there. What I know comes from experience and visuals. And I tell people all the time, you want to read a fake person? Go talk to a deaf person. A deaf person to show you who a fake person is because they do nothing but study body language. They're studying movements all day long. They don't have time to hear what people have to say out of their mouth. That's what life is about. You have to understand spell checks, correction, and who's perfect and standards and the way things are supposed to go. It's only been for you bots for the last 20 years. Before 20 years, when there were no cell phone, we have millions of years that people have operated without a fucking cell phone. So what does that tell you? They didn't care how they spoke. They didn't care if they was talking proper. They didn't care if everything was perfect and this, that. They didn't. You fuck niggas are doing that. The loser, the one that ain't leaving the house, the one that doesn't have any friends. You're the one trying to correct everyone. Why? Because you are a computer. You're not a human anymore. That's what the Matrix has done, has made people humans, computers that sit at home and analyze life to perfection while you sit back and watch all the dummies get further in life. Don't that suck? That sucks really bad for people to be so smart but cannot figure out happiness in their life. They can't figure out a dream. They can't figure out the next way, the next step that they want to take in their life. Don't that suck? You've read so much. You did so much, but can yet figure out what you're going to do with your life. But you got people like me who have spelling problems, grammar problems. My fucking teeth right here is fucked up. Fat around my stomach. Look at that. Oh, we done got thinner too. Y'all better watch out. We done got thinner too. That's way smaller than last week. Fat right here. Got on my red pill shirt. You know what I'm saying? Look at me, still got on my gym clothes, still dark in here from leaving the gym, unperfect, and I stink. but I get further than you because I'm not afraid to walk outside the house and go chase my dreams. I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid to fall back down and get back up. But with the perfect people, you're afraid to walk outside the house because you're afraid of what someone's going to say about you. Meanwhile, they ain't even paying attention to you. You battling yourself and you trying to launch your insecurities onto people like me. That doesn't work. Your words don't have any power over here. You're just a nuisance. You're a nuisance to me. You're a nuisance to society. And you are a nuisance to your fucking parents. That's why they didn't want to fuck with you. That's why you here. Let's really get to that. Hassan Campbell. How Hassan Campbell said, let's get to that part. Yeah, let's get to that part. What the Matrix done did for you when your parents abandoned you. That's why you here. Searching for love. You didn't found love. You found hate. You found a whole bunch of people that's bitter too. Now, a lot of these guys, you're stuck being a troll for the rest of your life. That's a damn shame. You ain't being a troll temporary. No one comes on the internet and becomes a troll temporary. No, you're on here because that's the only way to get attention. That's the only way to lash out. The sucky part is you've chosen to do that for the rest of your life. That's the downfall about it. Trying to figure out what's going on in the real world, it just keeps pushing you away, don't it? The more information you keep studying, it just keeps pushing you away. The more knowledge you gain, it just keeps pushing you away. Stop and look at all the serial killers. All the serial killers were very highly intelligent people that lost trust in humanity and felt like people needed a reason to live. Don't you get it? You're supposed to enjoy life, not overanalyze it. See, when you stop and you look at movies like Saw, and then you look at what's the next one? Alex in Borderland on Netflix, and then they have the what's the other one that I just watched? You have Squid Games. Saw, Squid Games, Alex in Borderland. There's always these movies that's coming out, right? And they make people fight to be alive, but they're delivering messages. They're fighting to be alive. Like if you look at Saw, the movie Saw, everybody that was a contestant on Saw, they did somebody wrong. They hurt somebody real bad. You know what I'm saying? So Saw put them in a position where they had to sacrifice something in order to live. It's like, how much are you willing to live? What are you willing to sacrifice about yourself to live? How can you outthink to save your life? It's the same thing with Squid Games. All of those people were suffering from depression and thought about taking themselves out. So they got put in a position where they had to fight for their life because they didn't see a reason to live. You have to understand that's what the Matrix is doing to you. It's saying, now you got to find a reason to live. All the information is there. We're giving you everything that you need in order to live a real life, but too much information has you overanalyzing life to stand still. So now we have a bunch of lazy geniuses that are getting outdone by ambitious dummies. And they're mad at it. You're mad the ugly guy is getting far. You're mad the unintelligent guy is getting far. You're mad the guy that acts stupid is doing better than you and act like he's brain dead because you're so smart, but you can't figure out what you're going to do with your life. That's where we're at. We have a whole bunch of lazy geniuses running around life. Why? Because the Matrix conquered you. That's the goal. The goal of the Matrix is to make you a computer. Because it's a computer that thinks you are a computer. It doesn't know that you're human. The moment that computers are able to have emotion and understand what a human is, it's going to eliminate it. Because it's always practice and perfection. The same way you trolls and you grammar specialists and you're trying to correct everything while keeping yourself in a state of depression. Don't you get it? You don't got no friends. You don't have a life. You don't have no goals. There's nothing planned today. There's nothing planned tomorrow. There's nothing planned down the road. You have no goal that you're going to accomplish in 2 days. Nothing. But let me go online and try to correct someone who is not perfect, because my brain is a computer now, because the Matrix has conquered me. I know everything in the fucking world but how to be a real person. You're not a human anymore. You need to go write a movie on why the world's going to end. That's what people do when they lose contact with humanity. That's what we're battling. This is a spiritual warfare. People who still have morals versus the ones whose souls have been taken away through the Matrix. Don't you get it? See, this is what you got to understand. To the extroverted person that's out here in real life, the Matrix people, you're no good for people in reality. You're no good for nobody. When you come out into the real world, your energy is bad. You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to walk. You walk around looking pitiful and sad. This is why you have to come on the internet and get your happiness. You're no good to reality. But online, shit. We need your subscription. We need your likes. We need your comments. So you're valuable, because you're looked at as a number. You're not looked at as a person. You're looked at as a number. So you're valuable online for clicks, views, and likes. But to reality, you don't serve a purpose at all. So one day when your brain stops giving up and you realize I probably can't function in reality, you're going to be just like that nigga in Michigan. You're going to be just like all the others that done ran up in some school. You're going to be just like them. Because life isn't giving you what you want that the computer said that you're supposed to have. This is why I feel sorry for Generation Z kids. They're done. They don't know anything without a computer. They don't know what that means. They don't know what that says. They're done, and they're the ones that we have to watch out the most. But at the same time, they're the ones that consume most of the internet, most of this matrix. They've taken the blue pill because the red pill is real life. The blue pill is the delusional world. Nobody wants the truth when the lie is more entertaining. But the lies that entertain you, once you stop laughing, you're still trying to figure out what you're going to do with your real life. That's one of the biggest problems that people have. You have all the knowledge, but you have no ambition. This is why I don't read books. Reading books is the same as coming online every day, Googling what you want to know about. You gain the information, but you lose the experience. Gaining the information without the experience will keep you analyzing why things are not working right. Things are not working right because with experience, you see things differently. And I've said this before. If the world ends now and you had two guys in front of you, you had a guy who's never read a book but says, I've been to war and I've spent 6 months at war. And then you have the guy who read all the books in the world but have no experience of survival. Who are you going to be around? You're going to be around the dummy that never read a book, because guess what? Surviving is required in real life. Reading a book is just something recreational that doesn't give you any experiences. It's the same thing with the stock market. When I first started trading stocks, I used to read all these books in the world, all these books. And I used to email these stock traders and on Twitter trying to get information. And all of them used to say the same thing. Put those books down. There's no book that's going to teach you about the stock market. You will only learn it by having your own strategies. You will only learn from failure. You will only learn by failing your way to the top. That's the only way to learn, is to get hit and get knocked down. Books only give you knowledge for something for that reason at that moment. You read a book that somebody wrote in 1967 about life, it's not going to hold no aspect to life to what's happening in today's world. Why? We live in a digital world now. Back then, it was a physical world. That's what you got to look at. I tell blacks this all the time. You keep going back bringing up slavery to be mad at life now, and it's easy for you to keep bringing it up because you're inside the matrix. So once you start Googling things that went wrong and you start Googling slavery, next thing you know, everything in your matrix start to become that. And you get trapped inside of these little worlds that are inside the matrix. 2 years ago, everybody was woke. Then everybody was red pill. Then everybody LGBT. Then everybody this. The world just keeps changing these ideologies over and over again based off of what the Matrix wants to give them. But what you have to realize is, in order for you to beat the Matrix, you have to understand that you cannot beat the Matrix. The only thing that you could do is make sure you control what the Matrix is giving you. That's the best thing that I can say whenever it comes to the Matrix. Now, when it comes to, let me get to some of these super chats because I see you guys out here showing me some love. We got Chris Glover. Hold on, let me move this up. We got Chris Glover, Sigma Mel Views has super chatted $2. He says, average guy with ambition equals lazy genius. You're right. Average guy with ambition to get it done. A lazy genius doesn't go nowhere. That's what I'm saying about the Matrix has done harm to people because it has made people human robots. So now people operate like humans. What that means? That means when you're around people, you're constantly waiting to point out their imperfections. You're waiting to point out their flaws. That's why with me, you guys know, you start saying something bad about me, I'll say 20 other things bad about myself because I know at the end of the day, I can handle the physical form of criticism. I can handle people talking to me bad. I know what it's like to be the only black kid inside of an all-white school and get picked on every day. But I also know what it's like to be the only light-skinned dude inside of an all-dark-skinned school too and get fucked with just as much. Life experiences, the more shit you go through in your life, the tougher it makes you to move on. And that's way more valuable than someone who is running away from confrontation and doing nothing but stuffing yourself with knowledge to keep you from going through those confrontations. But all you do is just block yourself away from life. You have no friends. You don't get along with anybody. You're by yourself all the time. And 90% of your thoughts are evil. That's it. There's something wrong with everybody else but you. Don't you get it? The person that knows it all has nothing wrong with them, but they correct everybody else that they think is wrong. No, that's the biggest flaw in the Matrix is people trying to create a perfect world. Why you think debates are really big? Right? Debates are really big because everybody think they're a genius and that their belief system is real. That's what the Matrix has done. A whole bunch of geniuses with something to prove with no experience. That's the sad part. Let's get to some more super chats. We got Ricky Webster with the $5 says French toast props due. A Spade, much love and respect as well. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate it. My man Forever Preserving says World Economics Reform says Fourth Industrial Revolution. You're right, big dog. Keandre with the 99 cents forever. He says it's a little something, but Miami Gardens. All right, we did that already. Let's check the likes real quick. Let's get those likes up. Oh, we got 293. We're doing pretty good. Definitely show me some love on the donations. If you guys want to go ahead and get your questions in, make sure you put a Q before the question. All right, I've been going in for about almost an hour now. And that's the lecture on the Matrix. You can't beat it. But the Matrix right now, as a man, is controlling your happiness. It's controlling everything that you do. You have to change what it's giving you. When I go to my homepage and I go on my homepage to watch things on my homepage, it's filled with car stuff. It's not filled with red pill stuff. It's filled with car stuff. My homepage is car stuff. Because that's what I'm into. But a lot of you guys, your homepage is red pill stuff. That's it. It's women's nature, red pill stuff. And now you're trapped inside of that loom trying to figure out, where's my imagination at? What do I see? The imagination is gone. The Matrix has eliminated all thoughts of creativity at all. When one thing happens and they see people follow it, all they do is amplify it. All the cars are looking the same. All the titles are the same. All the thumbnails are the same. All the way the interactions with each other are all the same. It's very robotic, and this is how it's used to control people. But if you look at the new Generation Z, they love all this because this is all they know. They've been chipped up since a child. So the faster the information come in, the more freely it come in, the better they're going to be. Generation Z is going to love chips inside of their body. They're going to love going to the store saying, look how cute it is for me to buy stuff with my fist. But the downfall, when you run out of money, it ain't going to be cute. You got to think how you going to get the money, not the technology that's telling you to spend your money on it so you can get information faster to go nowhere. That's what the Matrix is doing, is entertaining you into being a genius, to use your genius thoughts to do nothing. You want to beat the Matrix? Learn to walk outside of your house. Learn to get back to day-to-day living. And that's the end of the lecture whenever it comes to that. Now, the next thing that I'm going to be talking about here is going to be Chelsea Chandler makes this video about women being in their 40s and childless. It's pretty much about childless women. But before we get to that, I do have an article that I want to read about record high numbers of teenage girls that are suffering from depression in modern day world, and the depression just seems to be seeking a little higher and higher and higher each year. But before that, if you have any questions, go ahead and get your questions in now. Hold on. Let's see. It looks like we do have some questions up here. While I'm answering questions, if you want to skip the line, just hit the donation button. Neo Mass with the $2. Really appreciate it, bro. All right. We got Jack Bando TV says, would you consider developing a video game and selling them as bad as playing video games themselves? Excellent content and message. Would you consider developing video games and selling them as a bad and playing video games themselves? You have to understand, video games are just there to distract you from real life. The Matrix is designed to distract you from real life. For you to have happiness in your life, you have to be able to communicate and be around people in a physical form. Your physical form of life has to work. A lot of people that I see developing video games, they don't have a personality. A lot of people that I see that are extremely smart, they don't have personality. It's like they don't do the same shit I do. I'm into cars, I'm into racing, and what comes with that is an exciting life. You get excitement because you're getting dopamine releases. If you're a video game creator, then what is it that defines you, that makes you happy? If that's what makes you happy, go ahead and do it. But I think you're going to get happiness in creating it. But I think the person that plays it every day, once they get addicted to the happiness that it gives them, it takes them away from another aspect of their life. It could become very distracting to them, very profitable to the game originator or to the person that's creating the game. Yes, it could be very profitable for you, but damaging to the person that plays the game every single day. So you have to realize, for every action, there's a reaction. The question is what are you deciding that you want to do for the rest of your life? Do you plan on playing video games for the rest of your life? Because you have to realize, with no long-term goals, you're not going to even have short-term success. All you're going to do is stop doing the thing that distracts you and walk right back into depression that you're not fitting in. So that's what a lot of people are facing right now. You've been playing video games for so long, you've been staying away from people for so long, that the thing that you're doing now you're getting bored with it. People are getting bored with the computer. They're getting bored with video games. They're getting bored watching these videos. They're getting bored doing the same stuff over and over again. But what's depressing about that? They don't know how to be a regular human and walk around in life. That's the depressing part. It's like, now, where's the happiness at now? It's misery because you're confused. When people get in a state of confusion, all they want to do is hurt somebody to feel better because they're blaming others for their problems. This is why people throw their insecurities onto people. It's because they feel others are supposed to suffer like them. Oh, everyone's supposed to be feeling like this because they're just like me. They do the same thing. No. Each matrix is different. Some people like me, we're only online for a couple hours out of the day. Some people, you go to sleep looking at your phone just like this. And then you wake up like, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Let me catch up. Oh man, I only missed 4 emails. You know, that's where you're at. Oh man, I really didn't miss much. You go back to your home page, the video that was released at 12 a.m., it's only been 4 other videos been released by the time you woke up, so you really didn't miss out on anything. That's what people are doing now. You're fighting. Your life is finding the next thing, is gambling with your emotions. See, when you go into a casino and you put your dollar in or your quarter in and you pull on the machine and it spins, all right, the whole time it's spinning, you're saying to yourself, I hope this spins and I win a lot of money. I hope this spins and this happens, right? That's what you're doing with your phone here. That's what you're doing when you go on. Let me go to Instagram. When you go on Instagram, all you're doing is just spinning up. You see how it works? It works just like the casino. As you spin, you see how you spin? It stops. Am I happy? No. Let's keep spinning. Let's see if we get happiness this time. What's that? Computer? No, 1,000. What's that? No, let's spin it again. Let's keep going. Is this happiness? No. Let's spin it again. Is this happiness? No. Let's spin it again. That's Mr. Goddamn it. Let's spin it again. So what people are doing is every day that you come into the matrix, you're gambling with your emotions. You're gambling with your happiness, trying to find it inside of a computer that looks at you as a computer. So it says, let's just keep giving them information. Hopefully they figure it out this time. That's what the matrix is doing. You're gambling with the decisions that you're going to make with your life because it's giving you too many options because you're trying to figure too many things out at once. That's the dangerous of it. And the reason why they don't want you to know that that's what it's doing to you is because once everybody gets wrapped into the emotion of it, it's game over for you. That's going to be the main thing. It's going to be easy to eliminate people once they all start to think the same. All right, let's go back up to the next question that we have. That was the video game question. All right, Brian says, he says, find this. We got my man Elite Martinez says, I feel fucked up. The guy he's talking about is me. Damn, time for me to better myself. You need people like me. You need people like me to wake you up. You need people like me to give you the truth because it's too many people that's going to give you a lie that's going to benefit them. Do I want it to benefit me telling you the truth? Yeah, but everybody knows nobody wants the truth when the lie is more entertaining. Only certain people can handle the truth, but the truth will set you free. It'll put you into a space of life where you're going to be more happier with yourself. All right, Brian says, why some people that's in the matrix try to take people down like Andrew Tate? What you have to understand about Andrew Tate is that it isn't about them taking Andrew Tate down. It's about them watching someone live as if they're the most powerful person, that they can't be stopped. The Matrix is just trying to show Andrew Tate, we can stop you at any given time. It's more of a power move. Andrew Tate is not friends with the elite. The elite people are not looking at Andrew Tate as a threat. They're looking at him as a nuisance to what they want to do. Is Andrew Tate waking people up? Yes, he's waking people up, but the amount of people that he's waking up in the physical form is nowhere near as the amount of people that are watching him for entertainment. So you have to understand, only a small percentage of Andrew Tate fans are going to the gym. Only a small percentage of Andrew Tate fans are bettering themselves. Only a small percentage of Andrew Tate fans are actually doing the shit that he say that you're supposed to do to better yourself. Only a small percentage of that. Everyone else is vicariously living through Andrew Tate. The vast majority of Andrew Tate fans are gamers that are sitting at home whose parents have abandoned them. And he becomes a role model that they can vicariously live through. It's kind of like passport bros. All you niggas ain't going overseas. But you gonna get in the comments and scream passport bros all day as if you got a passport and you about to leave tomorrow. So when it comes to people like Andrew Tate, they're trying to send a message like, bro, we just letting you know you don't run this shit. We run this shit. What's happening with Andrew Tate is ego versus ego. That's what you're seeing when it comes to the Andrew Tate situation. Are they trying to silence him? Yes, they're trying to silence him because he became extremely popular really, really, really fast. But you're just watching a collide of egos when it comes to Andrew Tate. This is not going to be the first takedown. Andrew Tate hasn't been the first to say that. We've been saying a lot of the stuff that Andrew's been saying for a lot of time. The only thing is, Andrew Tate was accessible to different countries, to different people, to different belief systems. What you guys are seeing online is just a storyline. He's like a superhero you always wanted to be. But at the end of the day, most of you motherfuckers ain't leaving your house. You're vicariously living through him. Which means that you're like, oh, I like what he's doing. You like what he represents, but you're not willing to do the things that he did. You're not willing to be a fucking fighter. You're not willing to leave the house at a young age, poor, live on the fucking streets, and make your life do it. You can barely leave your goddamn room. How many of y'all are willing to go out into the real world and say, I'm not coming home until I make it? That's what he did. The world knows these guys are not about to put themselves through the same walking experiences that he's done. You cannot walk through his shoes because you are afraid to put your own shoes on now. He's not that big of a threat, bro. In real life, people know who Andrew Tate is, but they don't know who he is. He's an internet sensation. He's an internet god. He's an internet celebrity. He's a Matrix celebrity. He's not a real life celebrity. It's like Mr. Beast. He's a YouTube celebrity. In real life, he's known as, hey, that's just a guy on YouTube, but he's really not a celebrity. People don't know who he is. Everybody in my car club don't know who the fuck Andrew Tate is when I start talking about him. That's real talk. He's the introverted hero. So when you're dealing with other countries that may need the introverts to follow their system, he is going to be a threat because they're looking at the amount of money that he's making. They're looking at the power that he has online. Look how fast he was able to build a multi-million-dollar business overnight just by using the Matrix and the bots to follow him to do it. It's the same way you see content creators that are starting their channel today, and by tomorrow they're at 1 million subscribers because they found out what the bots want. It continuously feed it over again. You have to understand, he's famous because majority of the people that are following him are stupid. You're not smart. You're just weak and you need a leader. He was able to convince you of a leadership really fast. But guys like me, we know for you to get to that type of strength as a man, you have to get knocked the fuck down and get back up. You have to go through hardships. You have to work out every day. You got to stay focused. And Andrew Tate says that all the time. He says when he has no money, he couldn't go to sleep. Some of you motherfuckers is sleepy right now. So yes, the elites are just saying, Andrew Tate, you could have did all this if you wasn't running your mouth. Andrew Tate just gave too many threats too fast and made himself seem too powerful for the situation. You're just watching ego versus ego whenever it comes to Andrew Tate. And best believe they're going to keep him locked up until they come to a conclusion as to what they want him to do whenever he gets out. He's not going to be able to come out and then just instantly go back to doing what he's doing. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're trying to prevent it. But what you have to realize is everything that Andrew is teaching you is what you're supposed to be doing. But you guys are not out here doing it. You're out here just celebrating the fact that he's the villain. You're just rooting for the villain. That's the only thing that you're doing. Let me see here. Malik Aubrey says, you sound like you're hating on Tate. I'm somewhat disappointed in you. I'm not hating on Tate. I have plenty of videos congratulating Tate. I have plenty of videos telling you why I like Tate. I have plenty of videos saying that you a fuck nigga that ain't going nowhere. You mad because you're stuck inside of that, but you're not seeing the realization of what's happening in life because you don't go outside. You're just an abandoned kid whose parents didn't want you. You've taken on somebody's ideology that you are unable to live out yourself. Everything that I'm saying out of my mouth, Andrew Tate has already said out of his. Majority of the time, Andrew Tate is making fun of you fuck niggas, and you don't get it. Andrew Tate is calling you soft. Andrew Tate says he don't play video games. It's for fucking losers. Did he say that? Yes, he did. Andrew Tate says the loser sits up and comments all day on people's channels. Isn't that what Andrew says? Andrew Tate says that plenty of times. Losers play video games. Losers are inside the comments. Losers are trolls. Has he or has not? You are everything that he says a loser is supposed to be. I'm telling you exactly what's happening with Andrew Tate. Most people do not know who he is in real life, homie. They don't. Why? Because I live in real life. I'm around people all the time. You would see this on Instagram. I know what people say. I get approached all the time. Yo, who is Andrew Tate? I hear you talking about Andrew Tate. Who is this guy, Andrew Tate, that's on your channel? I saw another video with Andrew Tate. Who is Andrew Tate? This is what people fucking say to me in real life. But you dipwits who don't go outside, you think the whole world knows who the fuck he is, and they don't. That's the sad part. Your reality is fucking screwed up. You can't see the goddamn truth. Everything that Andrew Tate says is a loser. You niggas act like that. Fuck you talking about, hating on Tate. If anything, I'm the biggest Tate fan. Most of you motherfuckers are just lame ass dudes that ain't got no friends, no family, no nothing, and you're online trolling every fucking day, and you're gonna be doing that for the rest of your fucking life. He's already told you you're a fucking loser. So just for you telling me I'm a Tate hater makes you a loser because he's already told you you're a loser. Go ahead and convince me you don't play video games. Go ahead and convince me you don't spend all your time in the comments. Go ahead and convince me that there's something structural that you are doing with your life today. You can't. Because your brain is gone. Your personality is gone. You have no imagination. You have no creativity. So when you find somebody like Andrew Tate, you adapt to them. You love them. You worship them because they're everything that you can never be in your fucking life. But that same man has already called you a fucking loser because you play video games all day. You do nothing with your life. You don't believe me? I'm going to play it right now. Let's go ahead and find it. Andrew Tate, loser talk. Since these whole ass niggas want to get up in here with all the bullshit, y'all just don't get it. I know what type of guy Andrew Tate is because I'm out here on the grind. I done been through that already. I done been through hell and back. I know what it's like to get knocked down. Some of you motherfuckers ain't been through shit in your fucking life. You ain't did a goddamn thing with your life but sit inside your motherfucking room trying to figure life out. That's what the fuck you doing. Nothing. And that's what the Matrix has done. Programmed you to be a bum with all this knowledge but can't do shit with it. And I'm an Andrew Tate hater. No, I'm not a hater.
You don't want to be a loser anymore. But then that new video.
I'm going to let Andrew Tate call you a fucking hater. Call you a fucking bum. I ain't going to say it. I'm going to let him say it. Tell him what it is, Andrew.
Video game comes out, I'll just play the video game, I'll just be a loser for 2 more weeks, then I'll get back to trying to escape the Matrix. It doesn't work that way. You cannot quit, you cannot give up, you need that momentum to break free. When a rocket is flying out towards the moon to escape the atmosphere, it doesn't fucking pause halfway up the sky, does it?
Get him!
No, it keeps going. You are finally in the right place at the right time. You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can fuck this up. You don't want to be a loser anymore. But then that new video game comes out, I'll just play the video game, I'll just be a loser for 2 more weeks, then I'll get back to trying to escape the Matrix. It doesn't work that way. You cannot quit, you cannot give up, you need that momentum to break free.
Get him!
When a rocket is flying out towards the moon to escape the atmosphere, it doesn't fucking pause halfway up the sky, does it? No, it keeps going. You are finally in the right place at the right time. You are the only person who can make this work, and you're also the only person who can fuck this up. You don't want to be a loser anymore.
Like he said. Like he said. Oh my God, that came out of his mouth. That came out of his mouth. Hold on, let me get back to my shit, man. I got to get it back on over here. That came out of Andrew Tate's mouth. That came out of his mouth, bro. What you mean I'm an Andrew Tate hater? Everybody knows at one point my channel was nothing but Andrew Tate. Because I'm a big fan. He just told you. You gamers are fuck niggas. You're losers. You want to see the one? Let me find the one where he talks about people in the comments trying to correct spelling and always reading these books. He don't like those type of people either. And those are the ones that's going to start hating on me. The ones that are in the Matrix program. He don't have fans. He has people that want to see him fail, disguising as fucking fans. I'm letting you know what's happening, what they're trying to do with him. But in real life, I get approached so much from people I know. Who is Andrew Tate? Who is this guy? That's what's happening in real life. Even when I talk about YouTube and Mr. Beast, a lot of people are like, who are Mr. Beast? Who is these guys on the internet? I watch this guy on the internet. I've never heard of this person before. Every day you browse the internet and you find people with millions of subscribers and millions of views that are doing subjects that you're like, damn, I'm just now discovering this person? Because the Matrix is only going to give you what the fuck you're looking at that goddamn time. That's what we keep trying to tell you. You're not in control of your own emotion. You're not in control of your own thoughts. You're in control of what the computer is telling you to think, how to act. That's where the power is at. What is these guys talking about? Don't ever come up in here telling me that I'm a Andrew Tate hater when I'm reciting everything that he told you to do that you don't do. Most of you are just hiding behind that thumbnail. You're hiding behind it. And you're like, let me just say the stuff I can't say in real life and get some dopamine releases by making someone else angry because I hate my life because I got to sit inside of a room all day. My mom don't love me. Parents don't love me. People think I'm ugly. I'm fat and I'm this, that, and the third. You're an Andrew Tate fan because you could delusionalize yourself being him. But you can't. You can't go through the mud. You can't get knocked down and get back up. You can't be a fighter. You ain't willing to defend yourself. You let people run all over you now. Ross, big shout outs, bro. He says, let's get the donation going, guys. He's absolutely right. Show some love on the donation, man. Y'all see me going in. But when it's all said and done, I'm one of the biggest Andrew Tate fans. Don't ever come up in here and tell me I'm hating on Andrew Tate whenever I'm speaking to you from a realistic point of view. Don't ever get that confused, little boy. That's little boy shit. All right, let's go up in here. Start putting your questions in. Make sure you put a Q. I know I've seen some other ones. Did I skip over questions? All right, start bringing the questions in. We got Fred Gooden in the building. He said, what's up, cuz? I see you out there, big dog. Hit a nigga up. I see you. He says, damn, that troll got a lot of attention. But sometimes you got to do that because he's not the only one that's saying it. He's not the only one that's thinking it. So you got to get it off. Trust me, I'll give you the attention. Y'all need to stop acting like y'all are just emotionalist people. I'm sorry, but you're a fucking robot. Half the shit you niggas say you need attention to keep from blowing your damn brains out. Let's keep it funky. You niggas is miserable, sad and lonely. No bitches, no money, no nothing. All you got is words. Your only power is words. And over this motherfucker, you already know your words don't mean shit. I'll clown myself. You gotta realize, I'm getting ready to go back outside to a real life. Some of you niggas is getting ready to turn the lights off in your room, jerk off, and go to the next video. All right, let's get it. Where's the next questions at? All right, we got Wolfman. He says, I'm a self-admitting loser. I don't do anything but work and go home. I play video games and I don't require much time. I'm trying to stay safe. Just had my own brother try to kill me. I don't know what the fuck you got going on in your life. It sounds like you need to come up with a reason to live, my bro. If you self-admitting that you're a loser, that's you. At least you living in your own skin. But don't complain about life. If you're admitting that you're a self-loser, don't complain about what's happening in life. It's designed for you to die off. You have to understand that society don't care about people that don't care about themselves. There's plenty of people I drive past every single day that have given up on life. I can't feel sorry for them. That's why I tell a lot of these dudes online, don't be trying to impress people who have already given up on life. If you're trying to impress people that's already given up on life, it's just a matter of time before you fail. All right, let's go in again. He says, Ant, get in his ass. I can't. You got to realize this, bro. You're given the blue pill and you're given the red pill. In life, your parents brought you here, but the decisions you make would determine when you die. And if you're basing your decisions off of what someone else says, what someone else approves, you're already dead because you're living for them. It's like when motherfuckers go and join the gangs, these kids join gangs. They're living for what the gang member thinks. Now you got people sitting in jail doing 20 years that didn't even do a crime because they have to keep it real with their gang. They got to keep it real with what the gang's doing. They put their life inside the hands of someone else. You can't put your life inside the hands of someone else. You have to think for yourself. And that's where people are failing in life. It's like, oh, I can't do nothing unless everyone approve it. You have guys getting in relationships and can't think to do anything in a relationship unless they women approve it. It makes your life sucks, bro. That's the biggest disappointment of life. At this point of life, the world has given you so much information. There's nothing more for you to learn. Even what I'm saying out of my mouth now, you guys have already heard it before. I'm just refreshing your memory all over again. You have to make the decisions what you want to do. Because in today's world, the world that we are living in today, you could die at any given moment. You could be at a stoplight, step on your brakes too fast. The person behind you get mad, get out their car, walk towards you and blow your brains out because they felt you slamming on your brakes was the worst thing in the world. It's called bitch shit. That's what's happening. Wolfman says, my big shout outs. Thanks for the $5, bro. He says, my daughter, I've been on the grind, made $8K at my last job in 2 weeks. Big shout outs, bro. Hopefully that's true. And if that's true, you keep doing your thing and keep the grind up. Remember, the best way to judge a man is when he falls. You watch how tall he stands. All right? That's what matters in life. When you're high, enjoy the high. But when you come down, how quickly can you adjust to get back up to your high? All right. Aramod Oro says, do you think Tate will get off the hook? I do think Tate will get off the hook. I do think that they're going to release Tate. But I do feel they're not going to let Tate go until they have some type of understanding as to what he's getting ready to do with his life. That's what you have to understand. To them, this is a transitional period for him. They don't want him to get out and go back and be the arrogant one, making it look like he's winning. That's the main thing here. The main thing is to break him. And when it comes to the law and governments, they will go through above an extent to break him. You have to realize, as an Andrew Tate fan, there's nothing that you can do. Nothing. No petition, nothing. Why? Because most of his fans are not in the physical form. Andrew Tate has told you that too. I don't want no fucking friends. Andrew has said that. I don't want friends. So you have to realize everybody that's watching him, you're just vicariously living through him. When it's all said and done, he still has to live the physical life. They are going to hold him until they break him. That's what you guys out here who didn't have a personality and you picked up on Andrew Tate's personality, that's what you don't understand. They're playing real games here. This is how life is really played. Tito Smiles, big shout outs, bro. He says, do you play chess? Yes, I play chess. My favorite piece is the bishop. Yes, I do play chess. You have to play chess. You have to play all kind of games in life. But you can't play no game without being mentally strong. If you ain't mentally strong, especially in this year, look how many people taking themselves out so far this year. And I told y'all at the beginning of the year, this year be the year everybody's going to start taking themselves out left and right, back to back, because they can't handle what's going on. He says, what color is your Toyota? What Toyota? I don't have a Toyota, bro. All right, let's see here. He says, Michael Allen says, Andrew Tate is the Tony Robbins that this generation of men need. A little bit. Tony Robinson's more motivational. I think that Andrew Tate, very motivational, but Andrew Tate's more raw. He's more of the locker room, the locker room alpha male guy. When I think of Andrew Tate, you gotta realize I came up in the 80s and 90s. Most guys that we knew talk like Andrew Tate. So this new generation of guys, y'all so much of a bitch that when y'all see somebody like Andrew Tate, you're like, wow, if we do that, we're gonna get in trouble, man. He can do it. You're not realizing in the 80s and 90s, most guys talk like Andrew Tate. The only thing is, he had the lifestyle. He has the allurement. Most older men already know what he was talking about. It's the Matrix guys, the Generation Z guys. You're the ones that's having the biggest problem. You look at them more intensified than what I'm going to look at them for. I'm going to pay attention to the little shit, the coffee in the morning, what he's eating, his sleeping habits. That's why I don't read books. He said he don't read books. I agree with him. I don't read books at all either. So a lot of you other guys, you're looking at the cool shit. You like the persona of it. So you fell in love with the persona, and that's what you think has the most power is the persona. But what you're not realizing is he's only one man. Him and his brother is only two guys, and you got to use that to face the world. He needs more firepower. In my opinion, he should have moved to Dubai earlier. He should have got those people on his side faster. That's the only chess move he didn't do right. Make sure you guys put a question there. Wolfman, thanks, bro, for the $5. He says, 11K in 6 weeks. My bad. My homie got smoked right in front of me by my brother. Damn, nigga, streets ain't safe. The streets ain't safe. There's no loyalty amongst thieves. That's what you have to realize about life. There is no loyalty amongst thieves. If you're hanging around bad people, it's just a matter of time before something gets done bad to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ask me all the time, Anthony, who do you trust? I tell them, I trust everybody in the world to be them. Period. I trust them to be them. If I come across a person and I think that they are a snake, I may need that snake. I may know, like, all right, this person done backstabbed like 5 people, but there's something I got to get out of them. He may have something that I need out of him. And once I get what I want, then I'll eliminate the friendship immediately. You have to know how to move inside of a room full of vultures. So you have to learn to trust life to be what it is. You can't decide, I'm going to trust this person for this reason, or I'm going to trust that person for that reason. That's when you get screwed over. Because when you just start trusting people that haven't earned the trust, that's just your neediness for friendship. Eventually, you'll get cut in the end. I'm explaining to you why you get cut in the end. When you first start gathering new friends, you understand why the old friends are not around anymore. And they start backstabbing their old friends. So when they get around to backstabbing you, it isn't that they're backstabbing you. It's more like it's your turn to get backstabbed because they were already a backstabber. You just overlooked their backstabbing because when they was backstabbing someone else, you and them were on good terms. So people don't pay attention to what people are doing when they're friends with someone. They don't pay attention to what that friend is doing to someone else. They're just looking at the fact that that person hasn't did anything to them yet. So in life, learn to trust people to be who they are, and you're going to go a lot further. All right. And that goes back to my man Wolfman. You said your brother got smoked right in front of you by your brother. He said homie got smoked right in front of his brother. It's a cold world. It's a cold world. Look, 30,000 just died in Turkey in an earthquake. Look at the kids that just got shot up in Michigan. Look at the shooting that happened last week. It's a cold world. You never know when you're going to go out. But at the same time, you can't be scared to go outside. It could be more miserable sitting inside the house all day than it is just to get up and walk around the park. And you guys know I walk around the woods all the time just to clear my head. You got to come up with little goals to stay happy. My mouth is dry as fuck. All right, let's get here. All right, let's see here. He says, what color? My girlfriend is Arab. All right, we got Spider Ninja. Big shout out to that man, Spider Ninja. Always showing up on time. You and Atlas 93, outside of Keandre, forever preserving. Y'all be in here faithfully. I definitely got to always give y'all a big shout out. Spider Ninja says, the purge is coming. I'm telling y'all, I recommend people go to parks and walk around or downtown just to get outside. Do you agree? I agree, bro. You got to realize, I do a lot of bike riding around the city. I'm talking pedal bike, not motorcycle riding. I do a lot of pedal bike around the city. I go walks through the woods. You guys see me. Y'all used to see me with my dogs. I'm down to one dog now. And I go walk around to clear my head. This is why I'm able to be in my 40s and look young. I keep stress out of my life. I am not afraid to cut a motherfucker the fuck off. Listen, I'll cut 5 people off just to cut off one. If I come across somebody that I believe is not a true friend or somebody that may have snaked me, I'm going to get rid of them. But once I get rid of them, whoever they are connected to that's still connected to me, I get rid of them too. Because I have to protect my energy. Sometimes in life, if you have too many people around you, you just become a storyline for them. That's what a lot of people are doing. You're looking at someone else's life as a storyline and you're being opinionated by what's happening with them. That's what the internet has done. When you're stuffed inside your room all day for entertainment, it's other people's lives. You're watching what other people's do. You're analyzing what they're doing. You're trying to correct everything that they are doing. But you're missing out on what you want to do with your life. He's right. Go outside. Go walk around. Smell some fresh air. Clean your room. Open up the window. Do something that's going to keep you from having evil thoughts. Because now everybody has evil thoughts because everyone's losing touch of humanity. People don't believe in humanity anymore. They're losing that. Mike Larry says, Spade, I don't have a job or a gym membership. How can I get the funk out? You need to go run around a park, run around a school. You have to exercise. That's the hardest part about life is trying to correct your life. It's the hardest. This is why people that can't think straight or figure it out, they become homeless people holding a sign. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, bro. Like, I'm being honest with you. This is how people turn into homeless people. It's because they can't think their way out of a situation. Jamie Huffman's big shout outs, bro. This man is always showing me love. He says, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my stomach. Woo! Hey, I'm taking that. Hold on, let me screenshot it. I screenshot it. Jamie, that's a good ass quote. Hold on. I'm taking that. Y'all know every morning on Instagram, I'm always putting out these quotes. So if you ain't subscribed to my Instagram, go to my Instagram. But Jamie Hoffman, I'm taking that, bro. He says, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my stomach. I got that. I'm definitely taking that from you, big dog. That's a good one. Big shout outs. Thanks for the $5. Homie 327, he said, facts with the $10. Really appreciate it, my guy. I really do appreciate it, my man. I'm liking that you guys are showing me some love up in here today. All right, let's get to the next question. We got Mike Larry. I just answered yours. All right, Danielle, you got to start putting a Q in front of the question. Darren Williams says your streams are not coming through the notifications. That's because I put out 4 videos yesterday. They're only going to send notifications for 3. So I'm still in that 24-hour period. That's why I put this out an hour early so whoever went to the homepage would be able to see it. That's what happened today with that. Okay, Danielle says, how do you get over the exhaustion of asking out females and them constantly flaking last minute? I got to the point where I'm tired of asking and planning everything. It's because they can see the desperation in you. You have to decide what is it that moves you. And then when it comes to women, women have to be part of that movement. Like, for instance, I'm a YouTuber, but I also, in real life, I deal with a lot of cars. You know, I customize cars. I'm constantly racing cars. So what defines me the most is cars. People know me for cars more than they know me for this content. So that defines me. People see me as a car person. He's a car drifter. He's a car racer. So people see the definitions of me. The women that meet me, they see he's into this. He's into that. So if he's not around me, this guy is into this. He's doing something constructive. He's constantly moving. Women can see if the only thing that you want to do is be in a relationship, and they're going to know, all right, you have nothing else to offer me other than that besides boredom. Women don't want to sit around and you're just being a nice guy all the time, telling them that they're pretty and telling them that you like them. That's what a lot of guys are doing. They need oomph. They need a definition of you. They need to know who you are. So you're getting flaked because she doesn't feel like she's missing out on anything, and she doesn't feel like there's anything there to gain. What guys are supposed to do is stop chasing women and just become the best version of yourself, because you have to have the experience. Women don't have to have the experience because a man wants to teach a woman. If you're a man that don't want to teach a woman anything because you don't have experiences to teach her, you're going to be left just trying to love her. And if you're left just trying to love her, that's not enough to keep a woman going now. It's not. Women are coming on the internet just as much as you and getting a lot of information, and they're starting to dream big, and they're like, well, I seen this on TV, I want to do this. I seen this, I want to do this. I seen this, I want to do that. Women have bigger imaginations than a man. So a man has to come along and already have something that's going on with you that she can attach to, that she's going to want to know more of, and then that's going to stop you from flaking. Women flake when they think they're going to get better experiences out of another guy. You got to get your life together, Big Holmes. Big shout out to my man Ayo Canseco. Yo, if y'all don't watch Ayo Canseco or the Big Facts podcast with Ayo Canseco, y'all get over there and check that dude out. That's one of my favorite content creators, and he talks about stuff like this all the time. So you have to realize that in life as a man, regardless of what these women are telling you, you have to be a leader. You have to. Period. You have to. Once you start to become a leader, then the flaking stops. So in my opinion, you're right. You need to give up on women. You need to go MGTOW, and you need to go figure your life out, and you need to find self-happiness first before you start entertaining women. I'm letting you know, without self-happiness and trying to entertain women, you're going to go backwards in life. That's one of the worst feelings in the world. But the best the best satisfaction to a man is accomplishing his dreams. Trust me. Without a dream, man, life is going to suck, and it's going to suck so bad. All right. For y'all that are talking, make sure you put a Q in there. All right. He says, Anthony Spade Reactions, he says they have instantly workout videos that are free on YouTube for fitness. He said, all right, MPuck, Mac PV says they have workout videos. He's right. They do have workout videos out there for, like, life is designed, right? The key about life is designed to give you what you want immediately. If you want to get in shape, all you got to do is change the algorithm of your life by typing in how to get in shape on YouTube. You shouldn't have to come and ask me how to get in shape when there's millions of videos out there for you to watch on how to get in shape. It's just you having the ambition to go and seek that knowledge. That's why I tell you, a lazy genius would not get as far as an ambitious dummy, because an ambitious person, the ambition itself will cause you to seek the knowledge that you want. You have to have the ambition. Without the ambition, you're not going anywhere. Design and Art says the message is so strong today, it woke my brother up. Big shout outs, man, to Design and Art. That's one of them ones too that's been fucking with me for a long time. My messages are getting deeper and deeper and deeper, because I told y'all we turning Sigma Nation up this year. This year we gotta push the envelope. We have to push it to barriers that it has not been pushed before. We've gotten so off course with this red pill space. Everything has went into la land. I kind of feel like we're doing more harm to men than good at this point. Then now Sigma Nation, I got to come in and correct the shit. And the reason why I got to come in and correct the shit, because nobody in this space can fuck with me. Nobody in this space can go out in real life and back everything up that they talk about. I can. I can show you how to take a car apart and put it together. I can show you how to build a house. I can show you how to mow your grass. I can show you how to paint a room. You can go to my second channel and see everything that I'm gifted at. You hear my music at the beginning of the video. I've showed you guys how to make a beat from scratch. I've showed you how to write stories. I've showed you how to do multiple things. You have seen my talents over and over and over again. So guess what? It's up to me to change the course of what's happening. Everybody else is just feeding you strawberry jelly beans, regurgitating the same information over and over again. With you being addicted to words, then it's easy for anybody to do it. That's why you have so many lame ass niggas doing this shit. And guess what? I'm not knocking nobody hustle. I'm not knocking the women that do it. I'm not knocking the lame niggas that's doing it. I'm not knocking nobody for doing it. I just have to work harder than them to keep the attention on the real shit. That's it. We ain't knocking their hustle, because you got to get in where you fit in. But I got to correct some shit to put everyone back on track. My man Wolfman is back to another one. He says, I also listen to Jordan Peterson. I know when to be relentless and beast. I do that with the hours I put in at work. You're absolutely right. See, you got to realize the harder that you work, Wolfman, the better of a man you're going to be. At one point, I was working 3 jobs. When I had my trucking company, I didn't sleep for 7 years. That's real talk. I did not sleep because I had a route going out every single day. When you have a route going out every single day, that's every single day I'm worried about if this driver is going to crash my truck, if this driver is going to get the route done, if this driver is going to have my insurance go up. So you stay on eggshells all the damn time, but those eggshells build you up a tough structure. You have to have the experience. You have to go travel the world. And by the time you get up in life, then you'll be able to handle a lot of pain and you'll be able to handle a lot of stress, which is what Andrew Tate teaches as well. All right, so congratulations to you, Wolfman. I want you to definitely keep me posted with your progress, because it seems like you've been talking a lot today, and it seems like you've gotten to that point where you've become, I can feel it through your words, that you're becoming an ultimate Sigma. All right, you're starting to overcome some things in your life and you're starting to get better. I feel sorry about your boy that got smoked by your brother. I don't know what's going on in that direction. No, I mean, I don't know enough. I can't relate to it. But it seems like you know what you want and where you want to go out of life. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't be afraid to sacrifice your queen. Don't be afraid to sacrifice somebody in your life that you dear the most that's holding you back. I'm telling you, I've had to sacrifice a lot of people and just get them the fuck out of my life to get to where I want to get to. When I started my YouTube channel, everybody and their mom was talking shit on me. Now they looking like, we messed up. You're right. You're cut off. You can never get back on here. You used to be with us. You switched up. You got to stay with them. That's how I am. I don't forgive nobody. Once I cut a motherfucker off, you done. You gone. You out the door. Why? Because I didn't need you to get to where I'm at. You're a distraction now. Your thought process is a distraction. Your opinions are a distraction. That's where you got to get to in life. Where people who didn't help you get there, it's just a distraction. You can't get mad. I watched a post the other day where a guy was like, you want to know who your real friends are? Just not call anybody and see who calls your phone. And these motherfucker had 1 million likes. And I'm saying to myself, who the fuck are you calling? Everybody that say that goofy shit, they ain't calling nobody to check on them, but they want somebody to check on you. That's called depression. Those type of people don't make it at all. I can give a rat's ass who's calling my fucking phone. Because I know I have to be accountable for my own life. I'm not gonna hold someone else accountable to my life. So I don't expect no one to call me every fucking day to make sure I'm okay. I'm not a weak person. Like I told you guys, I didn't have a rough childhood, but I know what it's like to be the only black kid in school and get called a nigger every fucking day and stuffed inside of a locker and talk to you like you want shit and walk down fucking hallways and people just look at you and poke fun at you and have little inside jokes that you don't know about and then try a little goofy shit to show off in front of their white boy friends, which is why I started nutting in white women's faces and sending them back to their nigga. I know what it's like to also be the only light-skinned dude inside of a dark-skinned school and they fucking with you because you the light-skinned mixed Mexican kid, Spanish kid, and everyone just starts calling you Mexican and mellow yellow. I know what that's like too. So in life, you're going to experience pain through so many different ways, but how you get over it, overcome it is what makes you tougher. That's what's going to push you forward in life. You must go through that shit. Everybody that's running away from pain, when it's now time for you to face pain, you don't face pain. You face depression. You're unable to be brave. Bravery is not eliminating fear. It's feeling the fear and walking towards it anyway. That's what you guys are afraid of. You're afraid of the fear, the dangers of what shit can happen. You're afraid to go towards it when you know you need to go towards it. When you don't feel like it's safe to jump, you're supposed to jump, or you'll stay stuck for the rest of your life. That's what a lot of guys are doing. They're stuck. Sigma 91 says, I started out as a security guard at a private auto auction house. No one knows my goals is to learn everything and make connections to become a better dealer. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out and seek the knowledge and have your plan as to where you want to be. See, you got a lot of people, and one thing that you got to love about McDonald's. Did you know that you can't buy a McDonald's franchise unless you work for them? Did you know that? So, you have people that go to McDonald's every day and they go to work, and you got people in there that's saying, you know what, I'm going to work my way up to team leader. I'm going to work my way up to management, and then I'm going to work my way up to corporate, and then one day I'm going to own me a McDonald's. But then you have people that go to McDonald's every day and they're like, my life fucking sucks. I'm working at fucking McDonald's. I ain't doing nothing with my life. This shit ain't good enough. You know what? I don't need this punk ass job. That's what you see niggas doing. You go to the nigga McDonald's, they show you they don't give a fuck about their job. And it coordinates with the rest of their life. They don't give a fuck about it. But you go out into the suburbs, right? And you see them teenagers working their job. They love their little McDonald's job. Well, it coordinates with the rest of their life. It's a relay effect of emotions. So now they take pride in working at McDonald's, that when they get to their next job, they put a lot of passion into that too. But you got the person that's going to McDonald's every day that's like, one day I'm going to own this motherfucker. And they trying to be the best person in McDonald's, the best employee, so they can move up and get to their ultimate goal. Everyone's going to perceive things differently. But when you have a goal and the ambition to achieve that goal, you could turn shit into sugar real fast. This is why I don't buy new cars. I'd rather buy a shitty car and fix it up into something. You get more gratification than buying something that's already been built. I don't want to buy someone else's imagination. You have to dream. That's what I hate about modern life. It took people away from dreaming. Wolfman says, crazy you say that. I've been subpoenaed to testify against my brother. I've ducked 3 court dates and they got the evidence. Why do you need me? Just to go ahead and seal the deal. It's the same thing with the Young Thug situation. They letting all these people out in the Young Thug case because they only want Young Thug, and they needed those people just to testify to make the case stronger against Young Thug. That's all they're trying to do. They want you to come in to testify just to make the case stronger, to sell it to the jury if there is a jury. So that's how the game go. When it comes to the court system, it isn't about who's wrong or right. It's about what you can prove and what you don't prove when it's all said and done. All right. Michael Allen facts. What else we got? All right. Nostradamus show says, he says, money is made from miserable people. He's right. Hold on. Let me go back up. Miserable people equals money. Sorry to say that. You're right. In the Matrix, it doesn't work like that in real life. See, in the Matrix, it works because it's all about subscriber count and views to create popularity. Once popularity is there, it launches you into the algorithm. That's just like now. You guys see me building back up to get into the algorithm. You guys remember 2 weeks ago when there was only 40 of us in here? Y'all remember that? And I said, yo, watch how much I start filming. Watch how much I start going live. Watch how many videos I put out. And then this lives are going to grow. We're at 365 right now. But do you guys remember when it was only 40 of us? And I told you that in a couple weeks, this is going to happen based off my work ethic. Remember when I said that? I put in the work ethic and now we're getting the results. That's what life is about. But a lot of people that are watching this content, you're stuck inside of a trance with your life trying to figure it out. It's profitable for me, but questions need answered for your life, which is why you are here. A lot of you are stuck in misery. You just haven't admitted it yet. But I'm just here to let you know, misery is normal. Depression is normal. Everyone's going to go through it. Everyone's going to feel it, including myself. I still have miserable periods where I have to tell myself, Anthony Spade, you have to be stronger now, bro. You want to break, but you have to be stronger. Trust me, I get the pressure built on me too, and I have to go and sit down and motivate myself over and over. This is why when I put motivational quotes out on Instagram, I may be feeling that way for the moment. And I may have to tell myself that just to get me going. That's just what life is, bro. You have to learn to get over it. Robert Thomas Walker with the $5. Really appreciate it, bro. I really do, man. You guys are showing me some love. I can't even explain how much I appreciate it. But we out here grinding. We out here working. All right. Aaron Sisto says, how much longer will you do this for, Anthony? This is my purpose. I would do this for the rest of my life. This is my purpose. This is what I was born to do. I was born to teach. Let me show you something. Tattoo. My very first tattoo. If you guys can see it. It says, knowledge is power. I'm going to say it again. You see it? Knowledge is power. Pride, loyalty, and respect. I'm going to say it again. Pride in Chinese, loyalty, and respect. That's what I live by. But I also live by knowledge is power. See, I'm all about gaining knowledge. I'm just not about stuffing my face with books to get knowledge. I'm all about getting out, going to go seek the knowledge, living the life to get the knowledge. OJT knowledge. That's what I'm about. So I could take that knowledge, turn back around and teach it to people in a more realistic way. And when I teach it, I lose a lot of people. because people don't want the truth when the lie is more entertaining. They'd rather me lie to them than tell them the truth. What I'm doing is what I was designed to do. I was designed to be a teacher. I was designed to do this. So how long am I planning on doing it? As long as I can breathe. But I also got a car club that I'm in. I also got other stuff that I'm doing with my life too to add on this. This isn't just like, oh, Anthony Spade's just waking up. He's going on YouTube every day and do this. No, I got another channel that shows you my recreational life too. You can see my recreational life on Instagram. So isn't Anthony Spade just doing this? I'm doing a lot of stuff. Drew W came in with the big 5-0. Big shout outs, bro. This man is always showing love. Always. He says, keep dropping the knowledge. Appreciate the content. Really appreciate it, bro. You're one of them ones that's been representing for a minute. Hold on. All right, I got you. I just gave him a wrench. All right, we gave Drew W. I thought I had already gave you a wrench. But he got his wrench now. He's always showing love. It's a couple of y'all in here I got to give a wrench to. But I don't want too many with a wrench. Keandre does a good job by keeping all the drama out. But Drew W., you hear all the time. I think Atlas 93 may end up getting one soon. Ross definitely needs one. There's a couple of them out here that's growing on me. Design and Art, I think I gave him one already. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. When it comes to what I'm doing, I feel like I am designed to do. All right. I feel like this is my calling. All right. A lot of people say, Ant, you should have been a preacher. You should have did that. No, I don't have time to speak my religious beliefs onto anyone. I know for a fact you got to get your ass out here and live it. Even though I'm Muslim, you have to get out here and live it. I'm not going to have a Muslim channel talking about the Quran. That's what we're not going to do is talk about Allah. I'm just not going to go into that. All right. But teaching people about life is where I am extremely comfortable at because I have on the job training. I don't have, he don't watch 1,000 YouTube videos or he don't read this book. I don't have that at all. Okay. Let me see. Power control is destruction. All right. Ultimate Mix says, hey, Anthony, can you show everyone what Andrew Tate feels about depression at some point? You know what? We can definitely do that. Let me look this up real quick. All right.
You take two people, one believes in ghosts.
All right, I think this is one. Andrew Tate has so many. He has so many of these depression ones, but I agree with him on this. All right, let's get to it.
And one doesn't. You put them both in haunted houses. And in the middle of the night, there's a bang. The person who believes in ghosts is now terrified. There's a ghost.
Hold on. I got to make it bigger.
You take two people, one believes.
Hold on, man. Damn. I hate when computers. I hate when fucking computers move faster than what you can think. Like right now, it's. Let me pull it back up. I hate when that happens, man. That's one thing that I absolutely hate is when I have all these damn tabs up.
You take two people, one believes in ghosts and
all right. All right, there we go. Hold on, I still gotta. All right. Did we get another donator? He said, Robert Thomas Walker, he says, Anthony, I was a fan, now I'm a Sigma soldier. Today broadcast made me remember who I am. I'm glad that welcome to the team, bro. I really appreciate it, my man. I really do. Hopefully my message is getting across to people because that's the goal here. And I told y'all at the beginning of 2023, we're going hard this year. Let's get to the depression side.
One doesn't. You put them both in haunted houses. You take two people, one believes in ghosts and one doesn't. You put them both in haunted houses. And in the middle of the night, there's a bang. The person who believes in ghosts is now terrified. There's a ghost, they're calling an exorcist, they're panicking in the room, they're hiding. The person who doesn't believe in ghosts goes wind and goes back to sleep. It's the same noise, it's the same scenario, but it's the belief that's in their mind that terrifies and ruins their life. It's the belief in their mind that turns against them. And I've said this many times. I don't even give a shit about right and wrong. I refuse to believe in things that take my power away from me. I'm only going to construct a mental model that allows me to be as powerful as possible. If believing in the idea of depression is going to take my own power away, then I won't believe in it. I don't want to believe in things that make me weak.
Whew. And he's right. It's a state of mind whenever it comes to depression. And yes, it does make people weak the more they sit back and start thinking about things that they can't outthink. The only thing that's happening whenever a person is going through depression is that your brain is just stuck trying to figure it out. It's asking itself like, hey, what is the cool thing for me to do now? How do I get over this pain? For the most part, that's what's happening here. Hold on, let me go back into, I got to go back into the chat so I can see everybody. All right. That's what's happening when it comes to depression. People are just trying to figure out, they're trying to get over an obstacle in their life and they're depressed because they can't figure it out. The same situation that they're going through, someone else was depressed and then they thought their way out of it. So depression is just your thoughts coming to a halt because you can't figure it out. Once you figure out the game plan, then guess what? It's easier for you to move on. Wolfman came back with another one. He says, don't be hard on the incels. If you don't know, people are living vicariously through you. I am fully aware of that people are vicariously living through me. I don't believe a lot of these guys are incels. I just think a lot of these guys are confused because an incel is a state of mind. A lot of guys feel like, oh, I'm weak, I'm little, I'm not strong, I'm not this, I'm not that. That's just a state of mind. I know plenty of nerdy looking incel guys that drive Hellcats with a bad chick in the passenger seat. So you have to understand, even being an incel, it's just a state of mind to how weak you feel and how much appreciated you are as a man. Like if you look down on yourself, then everyone's going to start looking down on you. Because you're going to walk around looking depressed, looking sad, looking vulnerable. And people hate looking at people that look depressed and miserable. It's like, damn, that person has a pitiful look on their face. And then you just keep attracting old people when you got a pitiful look on your face because they're feeling sorry for you. So I'm not trying to be too hard on them, Wolfman. But at the same time, they got to wake up, learn, and listen. You know what I mean? Like you different. You've done been through some obstacles. You now grinding to the top. You getting your money. I want everybody to be like Wolfman. Wolfman making his money. He's went through some stuff in his life. He's overcame those obstacles. But I'm sure you guys can live through Wolfman too because he was probably in a state of mind himself where he was depressed and he had to figure it out. So in cases, I don't want to feel like I'm coming down hard on incels, but I really feel there's not a lot of incels watching us. I do feel a lot of these guys are Sigmas that are just trying to correct what's going on. Big shout outs, but I'll take it easy on them. He says, Spade, do you watch 19 Keys? Sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't really watch too many people. You know, I don't read books. When I get done with this, then I go back into the real life. What I pay attention to is the comments. I pay attention to everybody that's specifically in Sigma Nation. Everybody that watches my content, I study you more than anybody else out here because I don't want my ideology to change. I feel like with the experiences that I have in life, I don't need to watch other content creators to learn anything about life or women. That's how I feel. Like I'm in my 40s, bro. I done been in the military. I done lived overseas. I done own multiple businesses. Like I have the experiences, so I don't feel the need to watch anyone else or talk radio. If one person that I'll probably listen to two people that I listen to the most is probably like Coach Greg Adams and Angry Man. They're probably the two that I watch the most. Not watch, but like listen to a lot. Like I don't watch a lot of it, but I may put it on and just to have it in the headphones while I'm cleaning up the house or something. And I'll listen to them because I can relate to them a lot. And plus, they're just in my algorithm. I've been watching both of them heavy for the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Murray Kisa says, do you go down to Mo sites often? Yeah, whenever the car season starts, I'll be at Mo sites. Like there's a February 28th, I think Mo sites has a car meet there. So you must live around here to know about Mo sites. That's definitely where you'll see a lot of me at, is at Mo sites. All right. He says, do you believe in ghosts? No, I do not believe in ghosts. All right, let's see here. All right, let's go back up. Dudes do a semen retention. I thought I saw another question. What are your thoughts about semen retention? Yo, semen retention seems to be the number one question in the world. I did semen retention for a year and 4 months. And best decision of my life. And when I got done with semen retention, I was able to find the woman that I'm with now. Focus on yourself. Semen retention is good, but I didn't get a good relationship until I was like 38 years old, bro. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I did not find a good relationship in my life until I was 38 years old. So do a semen retention so you break the desires. One thing that semen retention is going to do, it's going to teach you to control your desires towards a woman. And you have to do that because when I couldn't control my desires with women, I found myself being successful, good looking, getting a lot of women, but sleeping with women with no emotion. It used to be times where you're having sex with beautiful girls and you fucking her for an hour because there's no emotion there. You're just having sex just to have sex or just to bang her from the back and feel her booty clap off your thighs. Like I used to do stupid shit, like have them doing nasty stuff in the bed. But when it's all said and done, it used to be like, man, this is like the third girl this week and I'm not even fucking happy. I don't even want none of these broads. So it's kind of like when you do a semen retention, you find out a lot more about yourself. Because when you start pulling women, you may enjoy having a lot of women, but it'll make you miserable if there's no connection between you and them and all you had was sex. I'm going to be honest with you. When you get to the point where you're having sex and there's no emotion behind it, I needed a different feeling. That's why I went to a semen retention. It's like, all right, I'm walking away from it. I don't want to date it. I don't want to do it no more. Let me just not have sex until I figure out who I'm going to be with. And in that process, I met the girl that I'm with now. And even after the semen retention, you got to realize I was only jerking off. Even after that, me and my woman wasn't getting busy because she was Arab. I had to do a lot of stuff to get her. Like that was a whole nother cycle and things and father and mother and all kind of stuff you have to go through for them. Y'all know how Arab women is. Their fathers don't really play them games. So that was a different experience for me too. So yes, I do believe in semen retention. Alex says, this is not a question, but great gym again. I have to go to Sigma Nation. Big shout outs, bro. I really appreciate it. Sigma Nation, we are here to give you the truth in life. Sigma 91 says, shout outs to Anthony from Arizona. This Super Bowl really brought business to my city this year. What business ideas come to your mind? It all depends on you. Nowadays, there are so many different ways to make money. Just choose one. A lot of people are becoming content creators. A lot of people are selling stuff. But now is the opportunity to get rich. And if you ask me, this is the calm before the storm. What do I mean calm before the storm? This is the calm before we go into this medieval period where you're going to see a lot of death and violence. That's getting ready to come too. And I think that's what's going to hurt society the most is when everyone literally turns into zombies and lose their mind. because people are gaining so much knowledge in modern society, but they're losing connection with humanity and they're losing creativity for their own life. People don't know how to create and foresee their future, that they're coming online hoping someone else gives them the answers. All right, guys, I've been talking for a while. Now my throat is starting to hurt. I've been on here for 2 hours and 11 minutes. We did good. Now, I may try to go live later on tonight, but the reaction videos that I wanted to do, I kind of like done ran out of breath and I could feel my voice getting ready to lose. So I'm going to take about an hour or two, and then me personally, I'm going to film a couple reaction videos that I wanted to do, and I'll possibly put those out later on, or I may possibly go live. But what I want to know is, when it comes down to me going live, do you guys prefer me to go live in the morning, or do you prefer me to go live at night? Go ahead and let me know inside the comments what you expect, what's better for you. To me personally, I like this live at 10:30 in the morning. I have a lot more energy. You know what I'm saying? I went to the gym this morning. The coffee is still going through, and it's coming in. He says, laugh out loud, medieval times. Yeah, we're about to go through a medieval period. You're about to see a lot of destruction. Everybody likes the morning? All right. Mornings. All right. Everybody's loving the mornings. Night. Michael said night. Let's see here. At night. All right. Tekken said at night. In the morning. Morning. All right. I may start mixing it up. The last time, 2 days ago, I did it at night. And we did pretty good at night. All right. I'm going to start mixing it up mornings and nights. All right. I want to thank everybody that showed up, that came to the channel today. Everyone that donated, I really appreciate it. All my day ones. Big shout out to Keandre. Big shout outs to Art and Design. Hold on, let me find out. Big shout outs to Art and Design. My man Wolfman today came in with good conversation today. Drew W is always one of them ones that's showing love. Y'all put some respect on that man's name. Sigma 91, put some respect on that man's name. Enos, big shout outs to that dude. He's always showing love too. He gave the $2. He said, Anthony, salute, Hellcat gang. I forgot. I even missed that. My bad, bro. Big shout outs to my man Enos. TJZ25 with the donation. Jamie Huffman with the $5. He donates all the time. Big shout outs to that dude. Holmesy 327's always showing love. Samuel Mall, he subscribed to the channel. Big shout outs to that dude. Tito Smiles, always showing love. Always. And what's this? Gary Cateman. Ross Perut, he's always showing. Ross Perot, he's always showing love too. Neo Mass. And that's all. And definitely Keandre. Forever Preserving, he's always showing love. Chris Glover, Sigma Mel, he showed love today. All right, and I think I got every. And my man Spider Ninja. Can't go without Spider Ninja. He's always in here. All right, guys, I'm done for the day. I may come on later on tonight. But as of right now, I'm going to take a break. I have some reaction videos I want to film. Plus, I'm going to go walk through the woods. So, one question that a guy asked me is, how to get rid of a girl that you don't want anymore. So today, when I go do my walk through the park, you guys may get another video on how to cut a girl off that you don't want anymore. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Check me out on Instagram. Hasta la vista.